Welcome to the channel, my lions. I'm going to do things a bit different in this episode as I strive to help my brothers become wise to the realities he might face when dealing with the ladies all over the world. But you know, this channel is not a woman bashing channel, because we know that there are good women and bad women all out there in these streets. And we know there are also good men and good for nothing men out there in them streets. But because us men have been bashed by the media for decades,
men are useless. Men are useless.
It's time we attempt to put a stop to this by showing the other side, with the hope that men, especially these young upcoming men, can learn a thing or two as they move through this man-bashing world. My lions, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like up the video, and hit the notification button below. See? This episode comes to you from letters written to a pastor who seeks to help people fix their problems in a certain newspaper. The letter we are going to describe was written by a woman, and it was titled, "Regret Marrying This Illiterate Man." Let's get Shelly-Ann to read for us. Shelly-Ann.
Yes, my lion.
Come read this article for the lion, please.
Dear Pastor, I have been reading your column for a long time, and I have enjoyed your advice. I am married to a farmer. He is partly illiterate. He has never been to high school. I handle all his bookwork. I have never robbed my husband. But I don't like it when I hear people saying that women should obey their men. How can I obey this man who can only sign his name?
Shelly-Ann, pause right there, sir. My lions, note that this woman married this man knowing that he can hardly read and write. She went into this marriage knowing what her vows were going to be. One of them vows said to honor your husband and obey your husband. She had no problem saying those words in front of the pastor, the man, and their guests. Yet she is now saying she cannot obey an illiterate man. Listen to me, brethren. I guarantee you she knew this man was illiterate before she married him. So the obvious question is, what was the farmer offering her that no other man ever did in order for her to marry him? Shelly-Ann, keep reading.
Recently, I told my husband that he is very fortunate that I have never cheated on him, because I could have. We borrowed money from the bank, and my husband did not even understand what the loan officer was saying. When statements come from the bank, it does not even make sense showing them to him, because he cannot read them.
Why would a wife tell her husband that he is fortunate she had never cheated because she could? Let me tell you why. A wife who has one foot in the house and the other foot outside of the house is the kind of wife who would tell that to her husband. Brethren, it is only a matter of time before she give him bun. It's only a matter of time before she cheat on him. If the man doesn't understand the bank loan officer and the bank statements, then as the educated wife who was not forced to marry this man, she should be playing the role of helping him in the areas he needs help in. Your job is not to complain about the situation you knowingly put yourself in. Shelly-Ann, continue the reading for me.
We have 2 daughters, and I have told them never to marry illiterate men. We are invited out sometimes to parties, and I am too embarrassed to take him. His brother goes with me sometimes, but I will not invite him again because rumor has it that his brother and I are sleeping together, which is not true. So to stop that, I will not ask his brother to accompany me anymore to any official function.
Wanna hear the damn foolishness? She is directly, in my view, teaching the man's 2 daughters to look down on their father, instead of showing understanding to the man's situation. See? This woman is ashamed to go out with the man she married and have 2 children, 2 picking with. I'm willing to bet she's also disrespecting him in the marital house. Shelly-Ann, continue the reading for me.
My husband does not want to go back to school.
If the man does not want to go back to school and you wish he could read and write, then wifey, how come it did not occur to you to teach him yourself? You're too lazy to help the man do something that you want him to do? teach the man how to read and stop complaining here to the pastor.
Although he's illiterate, he has done very well in the business he runs, and I'm proud of him for that.
And there you have it, my lions. The reason why this woman was motivated to marry this man, who did not fulfill all her requirements, but he had money, and she had no other man with money willing to wife her up. The damn foolishness!
For women, this is your matrix. You got your cute axis and you got your money axis, okay? And if you have, there's only 3 sections. Women have a very large no-go zone. This is for dudes who are neither hot nor have a lot of money. You'll notice over here, this is the husband section. Once you cross a line and have sufficient amounts of money, it is no longer relevant how hot you are. And then women have a fun zone here where a dude is broke but hot. That is the cute versus rich matrix for women's use.
There you go.
He's always bragging about me, but deep down in my heart, I regret marrying him.
Damn! The farmer, her husband, puts her up on a pedestal, and she puts him in the compost heap full of manure. This letter highlights one of the main differences between a man marrying a less educated or less successful woman versus a woman who marries a less educated man or a less successful man. A man is more willing to accept whatever shortcomings his wife has, but woman, listen to her, brethren, woman generally find it very hard to let go of the man's shortcomings after she married him. This farmer's wife is not a good wife. She's an ungrateful heifer, disrespectful heifer, and probably a gold-digging heifer. Her husband, though illiterate, is far more successful than all the previous men she ever messed with. He treats her good, seeing? Him brag about her. She said it herself, but yet his illiteracy, a fixable characteristic, is being used as a reason to look down upon him. This is my advice to the lady. My lady, you need to divorce the farmer and stop chatting bad about him. You may be more book smart than your husband, but he is way more street smart than you will ever be. What he did with his life, you can never do on your own. So go on about your business and leave the man alone. Shelly-Ann, thank you for reading the article for me. See it?
You're welcome, my lion.
Now, my lions, let this story be a lesson to you if you ever find a woman or girlfriend or wife who is more educated than you or has more money than you. These modern women will show more respect to a man who is at or above their level. Hence why you keep hearing ladies out there saying stuff like this.
Would you date a guy that made less than 100K, or you wouldn't do that?
Well, I mean, I want somebody who's at my level or higher.
If you are below her level, which means having less education or making less money, be prepared to be looked down upon and be disrespected. As always, my brothers, no matter what your status is in this world, never accept disrespect or scorn from a woman or anyone else for that matter. Hold tight, me gone again.